Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to share some drills that focus on shoulder and scapular stability. They do also help with strength, but I'm using them more with the aim of building more control in being able to keep my joints and muscles in the correct place as I'm moving under different types of load. So there are loads of different drills that you can train for shoulder and scapular stability. I'm just going to be sharing 3 of my favorites. And these are ones that I also will use with clients. I think they're super effective for different reasons, and I'll share exactly why as I demo each exercise for you. Essentially, the more stability and control that we have through our shoulders and upper back, the easier it is to train and learn different movements in the air in aerial. And so this is something that I would consider as part of like prehab or cross training, taking care of your body off the apparatus so that you can safely and more easily learn skills in the air. So the first exercise that we're going to look at is a banded single arm lat pull down. So lat pull downs are a really excellent movement for building lat and upper back strength. And doing one arm at a time means that we're going to focus on each side of the body and not compensate with our stronger side. So I'm going to use a medium-sized resistance band. If you want to give yourself more resistance, you can use a thicker band. If you want to focus more on the muscles and the movement pathway, you can go for a lighter band. It's completely up to you. I'm going to choke the band around my bar. And then I'm going to do this kneeling on the floor. And this is simply because I don't have enough height to do it standing up. So I want to make sure that I am underneath the bar and I've got my arm reached fully overhead, keeping my torso still in a neutral position. And then I'm going to engage through the lat, pulling the shoulder down from my ear. And then I'm going to pull the band down, trying to bring the elbow in by my side, keeping the shoulder down. And there's a very slight squeeze of this shoulder blade, thinking about squeezing it to the left. And then I'm going to bring the arm back up, controlling the movement, reaching up overhead. So again, arm is straight overhead, pull down through the lat, bring the shoulder away from my ear, bring the elbow back, shoulder blade is engaged, and then coming back up. So with this drill, you want to keep the movement slow and controlled. We don't just want to sort of mindlessly be going up and down like this because it's not going to be very effective. And we want to think about each stage of the movement so that we're engaging the muscles in the correct order. So I'm pulling through the lat and I'm bringing the shoulder away from my ear. That's the first bit. Then I can start to pull the band down and I want to keep the elbow tucked in by my side and think about pulling that back. I should feel a little bit of engagement in my upper back. It's not a huge amount, but those muscles are definitely working to support this movement. And I'm just making sure that the rest of my body stays completely still and I don't compensate by leaning or twisting, pull the band down. So the next exercise that we're going to have a look at is a halo. So you can do this with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, or you can use a yoga block if you want to train it without weight to begin with. And this can be really helpful for just learning the movement pathway. We're going to be working on loading the shoulders through a rotational movement. So we're loading them in a slightly unusual way. A lot of times when we're building strength in our upper body, we're moving, horizontally or vertically, and it's kind of just in that one single plane. When we're training aerial, our shoulders need to be able to move in all sorts of different ways and be able to respond under load as well. So halos really help with building strength and stability through these slightly more unusual ranges of motion. So I'm going to demo this using a kettlebell. I'm going to hold the handles and have it upside down. From here, I'm going to lift the kettlebell up and to the left so that I can make a window with my arm and my head will come through. and then I bring the weight across, make a window with the other arm, and bring the weight back. So I want to lift it up and behind as much as my range of motion will allow, and then come across to the other side and back in front. And we'll just have a look at this from the side as well. So I want to make sure when the weight is behind me that I'm not tipping back. I want my torso to be nice and straight and upright. So the weight comes behind me and then back around. And so I know that I have the strength in my arms and shoulders to support this position. But if that feels quite challenging or a bit unstable, you can use a lighter weight, or you can keep the weight close to the back of your head. So you want to make sure that you're moving within ranges of motion that you can control. The last thing to mention with this drill is that we want to have a little bit of upper back engagement. So when I'm holding the weight, I think about a small squeeze of the shoulder blades just to engage the muscles. And then it means that as I'm lifting the weight up and over, I've got my upper back muscles supporting the movement, not just my arms and shoulders. So like I mentioned at the start, this is a circular rotational movement, a really nice way to build strength and stability through these slightly more unusual pathways. So the last drill that we're going to have a look at is single arm scapular pull. So again, similar to the single arm lat pull down, we're working on one side of the body at a time. So we're making sure that we are as evenly as possible, strengthening each side of the body. This is a horizontal pull where we keep the arms straight, and we're basically just going to retract the scapula. So squeeze the shoulder blade on the side of the body that's loaded, and then we're going to come back to our starting position. So you can do this on any equipment where you can hang. I'm going to be using my stilt, but you can do this on gymnastics rings, or you can use any aerial equipment. I'm just going to wrap so that I don't have to worry about grip for my demo. So I want to create this reverse tabletop position where my shoulders are in line with my hips and my knees. Other hand is on my stomach, just chilling out. And then I'm going to pull and then come back down. Pull, come back. So I just want to demo this on the other side so that you can see this spare shoulder needs to not drop. So the starting position, we're fighting to hold our chest parallel to the ceiling. And then as we pull, the only movement is coming from this side of the body. So the reason why I love this drill is because it helps to strengthen our upper back in a way that is relevant for our straddle inverts, like the top of the invert and our meat hook. So it's really specific to a lot of skills in aerial that people want to achieve. And so this is a really nice way to start building that strength and that stability and that control in the upper back under some load, but not all of our body weight, because we've got our feet on the floor. And then by working on one side of the body at a time, we can make sure that we're not compensating with our stronger side, and both sides are being trained really effectively. So I hope these exercises were helpful. If you're looking for some simple but effective drills that you can add into your training that will help with shoulder and scapular stability, definitely give these a try. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.